So what is it going to take for these Obamanoids to start to realize that he is not our Lord and Savior? I mean, yeah, they're going to be further indoctrinated with City Year and this National Day of Civil Service on 9/11. But is it going to be when he tries to force us all to get vaccinated? Is it going to be when there are actual FEMA camps in the streets? Is it going to be when the dollar completely collapses? Is it going to be when we're amalgamated into a North American Union? I mean, Rusty, what do you think it's going to take for people to, fess up and say, hey, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have voted for this guy. And this agenda is bad news brown and nothing but a continuation of the agenda of the previous administration.
To tell you the truth, I mean, I've been awake now for probably about a year and a half, and the guy who woke me up was considered amongst my friends to be crazy because, he doesn't really know how to express himself really well, and he gets so passionate he starts yelling about it. So, yeah, he kind of seems like a lunatic. But, I mean, if you go and you do the research on these issues and you find out that there is a curtain, that these people are doing something, there is an agenda, it's just completely mind-blowing. I don't know what it's going to take, to be honest with you. I see it around me. I'm in the Midwest all the time, and there are so many people that just don't care enough to do anything. I really don't know what's going to happen. I couldn't tell you.
I'm worried too, man, and, I'm not going to stop. I mean, there are good organizations out there like wearechange.org and, of course, campaignforliberty.org. But like you said, man, so many people are still drinking the Kool-Aid, and they drank the Kool-Aid after 2006 when they said the Democrats are going to save us. Here comes Pelosi and the gang. They're going to end the war, and they get in, and no, we're not ending the war, and no, we're not going to impeach Bush, and no, we're not going to bring him up on war crimes. And in fact, in 2008, when our guy gets in, we're going to expand the war in Afghanistan, and we're going to talk about preventative detention, but we'll just have him go out and pander to the people, tell them that he's going to shut down Guantanamo Bay, and he's got a plan to get us out of Iraq,
Right.
where we still have 50,000 troops there in the end of December of 2011. Oh, they're non-combat troops, Jason. Go ahead, Rusty.
Well, it floors me because it's like, okay, you look at how we got elected. Okay, anybody who knows anything about politics can tell you in an election year that's rhetoric. I mean, they come right out and say it, and they've said it like they had it on a news article that you guys mentioned that I looked up where, Obama said something that upset Canadians, and then he went back and said, oh, well, it's his administration said, oh, it's just campaign rhetoric. We're not really going to do that. And they come out and admit this stuff, and it's like you don't have to be even a genius-level person to read. I mean, anybody can freaking read.
Well, Rusty, I am far from a genius-level person, my friend. I am about as average as it gets, and, I would much rather be, jocking on The Simpsons right now or checking out The Ultimate Fighter that I missed this week or reading about, Kimbo Slice joining The Ultimate Fighter next season. But I know that there really aren't that many people stepping up to the plate, informing the public, and my place is now here, telling you about nanotechnology and, Terminator robots and artificial intelligence. I wish I was joking around, but these Terminator robots already exist. We showed you pictures of them. I think it was last week we showed them. I mean, obviously they're not as lethal or, imposing looking as the actual Terminator robots. But when I see a robot, with legs and it's, there to assault you, I'm a little worried. When I see a robotic penguin swimming around or the robo-fish or Joey Chaos, that has his own AI ability, and this is public knowledge, this is the public sector. People go check out Hanson Robotics. I get a little worried. I thank you for the call, Rusty. Let's go to Mark in Georgia. Mark, you're on the line.
Blessings to you. Well, a few things. I think I just shot you an email on MySpace. By the way, on MySpace.com/Mark Dabney. I know that's boring as just using your regular name, I know, but there it is. Yeah, I came across this article, and it's like, that makes a lot of sense, and it doesn't actually implicate that. I've called him Andy Coulter for some time, not because I question his or her DNA, but I just find him to be a very disingenuous person. And this article simply says this person may have the kind of jungled up DNA that although they have the outward appearance of being a woman, they're not really completely feminine in terms of this. This could explain a lot. And so it may not be that. I'm not meaning to suggest that maybe Andy Coulter has gone through a surgical procedure of any kind. It's just, it's called androgenic insensitivity syndrome, AIS, and it's like, that makes a lot of sense. But the thing is, like I said,
well, you know what, to me, Mark, monsters come in all shapes, sizes, and sexes, and I don't necessarily think that you have to be a really evil, aggressive guy to be a bad guy. I mean, obviously, she's a very aggressive, disingenuous, evil woman, if you want to call her that. I mean, you are calling her Andy Coulter, but the real things that...
Just because I'm saying he's ended, well, the thing is...
It could be androgynous, who knows? It could be Pat.
Well, yeah,
it's just Pat.
I
mean, who knows, man? She's a monster any way you slice it, but she's a smart monster, Mark, and you know that. That's why she's saying that Ron Paul is going to be running in 2012 as the party leader. I mean, she jumped on that Ron Paul bandwagon as soon as she helped derail it in the 2008 election. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, I look at what's going on on World of Warcraft. I grant you it's a waste of time, but I do have a way of communicating with people that if they shut down the regular internet, that may be a way of communicating, even if they monitor other means. And by the way, my tune, as it's called, is Ron Paul Prez, and I'm in the VEK. That should be all you really need. It's the only one there. Right now it's shut down because they're always doing upgrades and patches and like that. But the thing is, Ron Paul Prez on the Vec Milosh realm, there's a whole long list of realms. I'm VEK apostrophe, and that's all you really need to find me. And
all right, Mark, I thank you for the call, brother.
All right, God bless.
All right, let's go to Sean in Utah. Sean, you're on the line.
Hey, Jason.
Yes,
good
sir.
to speak with you, brother. Yeah, I just had a thorn in the side of a bunch of Obama supporters. He just appointed the ambassador to Argentina, and she's a lawyer for Walmart to make sure that they have diversity, and basically she's, but that's a big thing for Democrat liberals is they're anti-Walmart for the most part.
Or they act like they are. They love the slave labor. Somebody asked Nancy Pelosi today about the United Nations population program, and she said it was the best thing ever, And the guy's like, even though they're forcibly inoculating people and it looks like they're about population control, she's like, I don't know any evidence about that, but I think we should be backing the UN. I mean, come on. And let's look at this whole Walmart thing. Walmart uses a lot of Chinese slave labor. If listeners out there have not seen Walmart, The High Cost of Low Prices, it's one of the best documentaries on third world slave labor. It's an eye-opener. I mean, I'm guilty. I still shop at Walmart. It's hard for me not to. I leave this office at, 12:30, 1 in the morning. There's not many places that I can go that's a stop and shop for everything. But like Alex says, what is it, the 7th or 8th largest economy in the world? And now we're going to take a lawyer that represents this monster and make them the ambassador to Argentina, probably promote them to other positions within the administration as well, based on how well they do with Argentina and, bringing more slave labor there.
Yes, that's the thorn in the side, though, because I think it's just really, I introduced it to a few, Democrats that I know, Obama supporters, and they were really taken back by that and really disturbed by that fact. But I had something, since you were talking about population. I have Foreign Affairs, the CFR's great publication, October 1972. And it's just so interesting that how they have all of their bases covered. And they give a graph of projections when certain natural resources will be depleted. And right here it says silver, 13 years. So that would mean 1985 we should be at a silver with present growth rates. But this is interesting. If I could just read this one little line here. It says, for the population projections on which 2 studies rest show that even if population growth halts within 2 generations, even if we discover unlimited natural resources and, it says capabilities. I lost it, but it says...
It basically says no matter if we can really feed, clothe, and house the entire population, if it triples in size, we still need to, have population reduction and control, right? Sustainability?
Right. It says even if 2/3 of population is wiped out, that's in 1972, that we're still screwed.
Wow. All right. Sean, I thank you for the call, brother. I want to hit this clip right now and really go over this new Xbox controller, Project Natal. And this is beyond the we. You are the